It's Wednesday the 28th of March 2018 and I took Richard into the job centre this morning to sort out his benefits. Came back, had a very quick lunch, and then I've come over to the allotment to do the feed, and there's still half a bottle of milk left because Perky seems to be eating hay rather than drinking milk at the moment. And I'm heading straight back into Gateshead to go to the Civic Centre for that meeting that I went to on Monday thinking it was on then, and it turned out it was on today, so I'm catching up with what I should have been doing, well, what I thought I was supposed to be doing on Monday. But this is going to be quite an interesting meeting because it's about reforms to the leisure services in Gateshead and how it's going to be put on a new footing. So that's coming up next. Because I was on the way to the Civic Centre when doing the feed, I had my smart but casual clothes on, which are now covered in muddy footprints from the goats. But I ain't got time to go back home and get changed, so I'm going to have to go to the Civic Centre like this. One of the things that we found rather odd about this morning is that none of us have ever claimed benefits, and we had no idea really how the benefit system works. And I've got to say, it's not something that often crops up with constituents. When we have had a benefits issue, I've been able to find an officer in the Civic Centre who will help deal with it. But this was sort of slightly further afield this time because it's about universal credit as well, which is now sort of subsumed all the different benefits, and we just had no idea what Richard is entitled to and so on. But clearly he's not in a position to be able to work at the moment because of his severe ill health. But we're starting to get to work our way through the benefit system now. It's turning out to be quite interesting. Well, that's the meeting done. It turned out to be a lot more interesting than I was expecting. The leisure services facilities have had, over the last few years, had quite a few cutbacks, and what they're doing now is actually trying to build up their revenue, getting more customers in through the door, which seems a lot more sensible. And they're actually on course for a 50% increase in the number of people that got through the local gyms and swimming pools. So actually it's going, it's working well, and they're on course to eliminate the £1.8 million subsidy that they get at the moment for leisure services, leisure facilities. That'll be gone within a few years, and it'll be the gap will be closed because they've actually increased the revenue, got more customers through the door, basically. So I think that's good news as well. Anyway, I've got to go back home now because I've got to pick up Richard and head off up to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital because he's got a meeting, an appointment with the dietitians. I'm actually going to take a different route back because there's some roadworks just on the top of Bensham Bank, and I got stuck in them for ages on the way up. Somebody's parked too close to me. We have now just finished at the QE, the dietitians, and I'm late for my next meeting, which is Wickham Library Volunteers, and I'm going to get there about 15 minutes late. Well, I've now made it to Wickham and I'm only 5 minutes late.